We are seeing a clear split in crypto sentiment right now. XRP traders are getting increasingly bullish around that $2 level, while Ethereum enthusiasm is fading fast. And this kind of sentiment divergence often shows up right before short-term market moves. So let's break down what's happening. All right, what's up, everybody? Back to Ledger Prime. Today, we're going to be looking at XRP versus Ethereum and why trader psychology is pointing in two very different directions heading into the next move. As we've seen, XRP sentiment is heating up. And according to data from Sentiment, XRP is locked. It's just in this tug of war between these buyers and the sellers. But sentiment is actually staying surprisingly strong. Despite price going mostly sideways around that $2 mark. I mean, we've dipped to $1.98. In the last couple months, we've been all the way up to, might have been even like $2.50. But social media data is showing traders are increasingly optimistic about XRP's next move. In fact, XRP just recorded its seventh most bullish week of 2025. That tells us something important. Traders aren't chasing a pump. They are positioning themselves ahead of one. And while the traders are positioning themselves in XRP, Ethereum sentiment seems to be cooling. Ethereum is telling us a very different story. Ethereum's down roughly 35% over the last 3 months, and the excitement that once fueled FOMO has noticeably faded. Sentiment now ranks Ethereum sentiment as only the 23rd most bullish asset this year. Now that doesn't mean Ethereum is dead. It's far from dead. I mean, if you look at my Ethereum price predictions, I have the bull case scenario at $12,000 for 2026. And this is not financial advice. I'm just here for education and entertainment. But Ethereum is far from dead, which doesn't mean the sentiment can't be negative. It does mean investors are being cautious and not aggressive. So, what does this divergence actually signal? When sentiment diverges like this, it often signals short-term rotation. Capital, whether we like it or not, looks for momentum. Traders will crowd into assets that are showing high conviction. Consolidation with rising optimism can precede breakouts. In XRP's case, sentiment is rising without price expanding yet, a classic anticipation phase. Ethereum, meanwhile, reflects a wait and see mindset. Ethereum it's a lot more established, so people are willing to wait and hold and see. So what is the technical setup? Technical analyst Brooke Domer points to a bullish pennant forming on XRP's chart. I haven't looked at the chart, I just read the article. But price, as we know, is holding above a strong local low. The next key target being watched is $2.10. Guys, I don't pay too much attention to charts, right? I like to read the news. I like to have a long-term macro view. If you are a chartist, though, go ahead and look at these charts. He also notes that a bullish signal from the Fed could act as a catalyst that could push the momentum across the broader market. So to be clear, sentiment alone doesn't move markets. But when optimism builds during consolidation, it often means traders are preparing for a trigger. And right now, XRP is showing confidence, Ethereum is showing caution, and psychology between the two is clearly split. The next catalyst may decide which side gets rewarded. Guys, if you found this video helpful, hit like, hit subscribe for real-time crypto sentiment breakdowns, and let me know in the comments, are you watching XRP, Ethereum, or some other token? Guys, especially with crypto, we need to make sure we stay focused and lock in because the future is tokenized.